Jeremy, from the way you kind of see, money and especially debt now, like, do you view all debt like to be bad in its totality, or do you think there's actually good debt that people should leverage because it's good for either credit score or whatever issue? How do you view debt in general?
I mean, at its most simple case, like debt is bad. Like if you offer me a house, $1 million house that I can own free and clear, or $1 million house that I have an $800,000 mortgage on, I don't want the debt. If all things equal, like of course I don't want to owe someone money. That said, that can be a tool, despite my preference not to owe people money. That can be a tool to use to build wealth. And so, for example, if you buy an investment property, and let's say it costs $300,000, and you put $100,000 down, you can get a loan for the other $200,000. And if that investment property is cash flow positive, like it's paying the mortgage and all the utilities and deferred maintenance, all that good stuff, then that loan will have enabled you to buy more investment property. It also represents risk because, for example, if that property were for some reason to get cut in half in value, you would then be bankrupt because you'd lose your entire $100,000, which couldn't happen otherwise. But it is a tool that's available. I think largely people are way too obsessed with debt. I mean, everyone, like one of my favorite questions to ask people is like, do you know your credit score and do you know your net worth? And almost everybody knows their credit score and very few people know their net worth. And that's so backwards because your net worth is like your actual financial score. It's how much money you have. It's like, are you a millionaire? That's what a millionaire is, when you have a net worth of $1 million. And people don't even know what their net worth is because they're not looking at the big picture, not looking at how they're progressing. They're just looking at their monthly expenses and then how much can they borrow just to keep fueling the spending. And so that's totally backwards. And so, if you're on the fence, like take the message that debt sucks, don't do credit card debt, don't borrow money, minimize student loans, like minimize, pay off your debt as aggressively as possible, get to be in a point where you're out of debt, you're above water, all that good stuff, and you start building wealth, increasing your net worth. If you then want to get a little bit more aggressive and say, okay, maybe I can use some leverage to buy, some real estate, then I'd say that that's not the worst thing in the world. Some rich people do that very successfully.